Glenfiddich kunt u situeren als de grootste single malt producer in de wereld. En dat is heel erg vreemd, want we zijn nog steeds een bedrijf wat door de familie die dit prachtige distilleerderij gebouwd heeft in 1886. Vandaag de dag worden wij door de 5e generatie geleid. Dat betekent dat wij geen bedrijf zijn die door een computer worden gerund, maar we hebben nog in elke shift 3 werknemers werken die niet alleen enorme kennis hebben, maar die ook enorme passie hebben. En ik denk dat die typische passie heel erg past bij wat wij hier 365 dagen per jaar doen, want zo lang zijn we ook open. We hebben geen gesloten periode, wij kennen geen silent seasons. Wij werken 365 dagen per jaar om ervoor te zorgen dat we een enorm mooi product aan de wereld kunnen verkopen.
I'm Mike and I run Moray Prestige Tours, which is a company that takes small groups of tourists out in the distilleries, the Speyside distilleries mostly, in the Murrayshire area of Scotland. Now, my relatives for 6 generations have lived in this area of Scotland, in Dufton. They were farmers, they were distillery workers, they were coppersmiths who made the stills for the distillery. And what I do is I bring my family's history to life for visitors to Moray.
It's the home of the Speyside whiskey, where the soft water from the River Spey is used to make the outstandingly tasty whiskey. So that's why we're celebrating the culture and the heritage of the Whiskey Festival from Dufftown this year. And it's the biggest whiskey festival in the world. It's held once a year and it's just going to grow bigger and bigger from now on. And we're welcoming people from all over the world.
Gezondheid.
We attended the Whiskey School, which is a 3-day course during the Speyside Whiskey Festival.
We're drinking a 19-year-old Rosebank. It's an independent bottling and it's a very, very nice whiskey.
Well, I like the Scots whiskies the most. Of course, you know that the Scots are very famous for their whiskies. They make it in a certain way. Especially, we like their malted barley, their malt whiskies.
Single malts.
Single malts, especially. Well, the blends are also okay, but as long as it's blended malt whiskey. And the taste of that is totally unique. If I drink a malt whiskey, I really like the taste of that. And it's also quite a neat, clean liquor. It hasn't got a lot of impurities and things. We don't really drink bourbon, the American ones. We like the Scots whiskies better, and especially the malt whiskies. Well, South Africa we also distill whiskey. There's quite a famous brand called Three Ships. And that is a blended whiskey, and there's actually some Scots whiskey in it. But it's also South African grain distilled whiskey that they put in there, and then they blend it with Scots whiskey. But yeah, in the end, the malt Scots whiskies are the ones that we really like the most.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Drink jij graag whisky, Vianne? Ek drink graag whisky, ja. Anders, dit is hoekom ek die whisky skool gedoen het. Deel daarvan was om te probeer verstaan wat is al die hoe interpreteer jy al die verskillende geure wat jy en hoe evalueer jy dit en hoe kwantifiseer jy dit. So die chemie agter die hele proses is wat my vreeslik gefassineer het en dis hoekom ek die skool
Wat is jou
gedoen het.
beroep?
Ek is die hoofbestuurder van die Suid-Afrikaanse Graanlaboratoriums in Suid-Afrika. So uit die aard van die saak is die graan en die distillasieproses en die chemie daar rondom iets wat vir my baie interessant is. So dit was deel van die rede waarom ek die skool graag wou doen.
Hello, I'm Charlie Ironsides and this is our Argo Cats. We have 2 of these vehicles. Glenlivet Hill Trek we trade under, and we take people up into the hills of Glenlivet. Smugglers trails, whisky tours, whisky tasting tours to the distilleries. Very capable vehicles. We take them up to about 2,000 feet in height up Cairn Dye, which is Gaelic for Hill of the Stags, where you get a 360-degree panoramic view of the whole of Grampian area.
The festival is 5 days of whisky events. You can enjoy whisky in many different locations, in distilleries, in bars and hotels, on trains, at the top of mountains. You can go and enjoy whisky in castles, you can do tours and master classes. There are so many events for people who both like whisky and who don't necessarily like whisky. So you can come with friends, you can come with your partners. It's unlike the normal whisky festival that are held in the likes of Belgium or Germany or Holland, because it is not held in one location. We have a very large area here that is Speyside. We have more than 50 distilleries in this area, and we've got 7 of the top selling single malt whiskies in this country. So we've a lot to be proud of, and they are spread over a large area. So the unique thing about the Spirit of Speyside Whisky Festival is that you can visit the distilleries where your favourite whisky was made. You can meet the people that distill your whisky, that are responsible for making your whisky. You can learn the history and the heritage. You can see the landscape, you can see the rivers and the mountains, and it brings the story of the whisky that you drink to life.